Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Storytime with Geroldus. That's what I'm going to call this episode, maybe, or something. Because a year ago today, I left on the biggest adventure of my life, which was my drive from Winter Park, Florida to Milwaukee in my 1992 Pontiac Bonneville with my great friend Danny, who was my roommate, and my cat. With no air conditioning and a slipping transmission. 1,200-mile drive. And I stayed up for about 24 hours before the drive, too, and we're driving straight through, so I made a huge mistake. But everything went really fine, right? We left at night, smooth sailing all the way until... It's hard to say. Gary, Indiana, really. I don't remember anything in Indiana except for Gary, because... Not because it's boring and fucking flat and just the shittiest state on the planet. Or in the country, I should say. I don't know about the planet. But because... I had been awake for so long, and the only reason I was still conscious, or like moving around and not actually asleep, was because I had had like 10 Red Bull energy shots, because we just had a mountain of them at the apartment. But we get to Gary, Indiana, and to my amazement, we're getting off the freeway, because his GPS doesn't have a avoid ghetto setting, which all GPSs should, because it's frightening. I've had that GPS bring me through some of the worst places I could have ever gone. But it brings us through Gary, Indiana, the heart of Gary, Indiana, to get onto a tollway, to cut across, and it'll be like, 10 minutes quicker, let's say, just taking this fucking tollway. But we get off and we get stopped in traffic, and there's police everywhere, and we didn't know what was going on. Thought maybe someone was murdered, because if you ever know anything about Gary, Indiana, it's not a nice place to be. But we fit in fine, especially me, because our cars were packed full of shit. We looked like we lived in our cars and had been awake for so long, we just looked like, meth addicts. So we were fine. But there was a Budweiser truck wedged underneath the bridge to the tollway we were going to get on. So they couldn't get it out of the way. So we're sitting there for probably 20 minutes or something, and they finally get this beer truck unstuck from the bridge. It doesn't seem very safe that the bridge is that low or the beer truck is that high. Someone should have figured that out before this all happened. So we get onto the tollway, and it's under construction, because everything in that area is under construction all the time, because it's like... It's so close to Chicago, and everything in Chicago sucks when it comes to freeways. But there's concrete barricades on both sides of me. And I'm so incoherent at the time, and I couldn't really focus, and I was freaking out, because I don't know how fast he was going. But if I had to make an estimate, it was probably somewhere around 4,000 miles per hour is how fast Danny was going down this shit. He was breaking the fucking sound barrier. And everything was just blurry for me, right? I'm trying to keep up, and it's just wind tunneled. I can't focus. And I got my cat, and I'm screaming. I'm like, Daddy, slow down! You son of a bitch! Slow down! And I'm like comforting my cat. I'm like, Kitty, you'll be okay. You'll be okay, Kitty. We're gonna make it through this. But I'm freaking out, right? And eventually... we get through it, and I'm like, yes, I'm still alive. But then we hit rush hour in Chicago on a Friday night, 5 o'clock, blistering hot out, middle of the summer, and our cars die on the freeway in the traffic jam. So that sucked. That really did suck that our cars died. And a flatbed, we were pulled over on the side underneath an overpass where there's some shade. Maybe it's a little bit cooler, but nothing's cool on the freeway. There's so many hot cars and everything going around. And my cat's panting, right? He's like, I'm hot. Give me some water. But he wouldn't drink any water. He didn't like being in the car, which he actually did surprisingly well for his first car ride, his first long-distance trip. He did really well. He slept most of the time. But I was like, man, my cat's going to die if I don't do something now, if we don't get out of this. Because he was, like, going to have a heat stroke. He had all that fur and stuff, and we were in a hot car on the freeway all fucking, day. So I felt really bad about that. But we got our car started, and we're trying to get over. So Danny cuts off a semi-truck. The semi-truck pushes him out of the way. Just, hits him and just slides him out of the lane. Like, fuck you, you're not getting in front of me. Fucking crazy. Didn't really know what to do at the time. It's in the past. I'm not worried about it anymore. It was a weird situation. So we're like, holy shit, what do we do? We can't get over into that lane because semi-truck's going to kill us, mad, crazy, fucking joyride style. And we didn't know what to do. So we just pull off the freeway, and we're like, all right. His mom is from Illinois. She knows this area really well, so we give her a call. We're like, what's the best way to get back? And she told us some fucking, freeway, thing that's not really a whole freeway. It's like, instead of being Freeway 94, it's like 194 or something like that. I don't know. And we get on that, and we're driving, and traffic is cleared up. Thank God, right? But this 1992 Pontiac Bonneville I was driving didn't really like the fact that I just took it 1,200 miles all in one trip. No, Bonnie is not like that. That's not how Bonnie rolls. So my car starts, I can't go. My transmission is shot. I'd hit the gas, and I went nowhere on the freeway, so I had to pull over. And he didn't notice that I had faded off in the horizon, so he calls me. He's like, hey, man, you all right? I'm like, dude, my phone's about to die. I don't really have much. I've got like an inch of battery life left, if you can measure battery life in distance. Just go. Like, I can get back from here. You just go, do your thing. And he's like, all right, man, be safe. Take care of it. And so I pull off on an Oasis once I can get my car going again, and I sit there for like an hour. And there's a McDonald's, and I get some food, and I give a piece of a little burger to my cat because he looked hungry. And he's always like, kitty cat, you're hungry. And I was alive, right? I'd made it. I finally got back on the road, made it to Milwaukee after being awake for like 48 hours, hopped up on energy drinks. I couldn't even sleep when I got here, but I was alive, and I had made this huge trip in this piece of shit car with my cat. My best friend was perfectly fine. He'd made it back, and it was crazy. We almost died twice. Well, I almost died twice, and he got hit by a semi-truck. Awesome fucking road trip. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. And I upload content daily, so if you feel like it, hit that subscribe button, because that'd be pretty cool. See you later.